Rams fans, good morning and merry whatever you celebrate. I'm more of a Christmas guy myself, so I'm fired up for Thursday. But if you're one of the other ones, I hope you're having a killer that. All right. We're fired up, Rams. You know what? It could have been worse, I think. Could have been worse, I think, man. I'm just thinking, got to watch all these games over the weekend. And our LA Rams falling by just 1 point to a division rival who's a very good football team. I'm just saying it could have been worse. I actually found something out this weekend that I wanted to share with the group, including Tuna. I am Sheriff Joe Bags, by the way. This is Tuna and the Sheriff. And I don't know if I'm the first one to catch this. I don't know if it's been something that everybody else has already known. But I actually found out this weekend that the M in MVP actually stands for Matthew. Did you know that? I had no clue, man. How you doing, Tunes?
Okay. That was good. That was good. I'm good. As we were discussing off camera, I think both of us had a very lazy Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm ill prepared for today because
Nice.
yesterday was our Christmas. Spent all day doing nothing. Yeah. Got to watch other teams. Like we said, other teams are very flawed. Other teams have some glaring issues. Rams have their own issues, which we're going to talk about today. I think I feel a little bit stronger about one particular issue than maybe other people. Um, do I think it gets fixed ahead of the playoffs and we see something a little bit different in this area? Maybe. I want to hear your take on it, but yeah. How
Well,
are you doing?
I'm doing incredible, man. And you know what? I don't even really want to mess around, dude. Okay, so you just kind of teased something there, and I don't know what, but you're talking about fixing things before we get into the playoffs. And guess what? One of our biggest issues been all friggin' season, and we are addressing a change. Special teams has been such a
Yeah.
rough spot for the Rams. And the Rams have decided to make a move. Chase Blackburn no longer going to be controlling the special teams. It's so funny because we spoke briefly about this. I was at my sister's gender reveal on Saturday. Turns out she's a boy. It's crazy. Anyway, so it's I was there and like I was on my way up there and like as I'm driving, I do what I do, which is just like think about the Rams all the time. And so I'm driving up to Denver and I'm like, man, like special teams have just been a problem. Like I like Chase Blackburn, but maybe it's like earlier in the year we were kind of calling for his job and stuff like that. And it's like, ah, man, I do kind of want him to go, but it's like, you know what? We have 2 games for the rest of the regular season, 6 total, so it's like I don't know if this is the right time to make a move. And then I get basically to Denver with the news of we have decided to move on from special teams coordinator Chase Blackburn. So that does obviously change in. And Ben going to be leading the charge here, man. Do you think that this is actually going to be something that we see palpable evidence of like an improvement? Or do you think this is going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, it wasn't really Blackburn. Turns out our players are a bummer. What's your perspective here?
Man. I've been going back and forth on this because it's special teams is the one area where like I'm not the most familiar. This and like the secondary, like how they play. I don't know if there's a lot you can really do in this short amount of time, especially so late in the season. Like we're getting ready for week 16 or week 17, sorry. And like, what are you supposed to fix? Like you can't overhaul everything. Like there's not it's not like an offense where you're coming over like, all right, we're gonna run the ball a lot more. Like it's special teams. It's either are you calling certain returns more? Are you changing certain personnel, like a player here or there? If it's a technique thing, if it's a bad habit thing on like where guys are going on the field, like, hey, on this return, on this punt coverage, are you going to this hash versus the outside of the numbers? I don't know how much you could change that in a week. I think maybe if anything, you get some more juice, like the old fired head coach thing where it's like, oh, head coach is fired, interim comes in and guys play harder for that guy for a few weeks. You could get that. I don't know. I don't really know how much can change. Like it makes fans feel better for sure.
Yeah, you're right. I would just say that I think that it's certainly possible that like in-game adjustments and scenarios could be, because it's like obviously like that Mevis missed kick was not the case there. You know what I mean? But I think this is one of those moves where it's like, hey, Chase, we're probably not going to bring you back next year. We got maximum 6 games left in this season. Let's see what Ben can do and see if there is any kind of spark. Maybe in game, it's like, hey, on this return, I saw this. If you maybe do this, then we break it off or something like that. Like I don't know the extent that this can be, a massive impact. But I'll say this: I don't think it can hurt. As much as I don't know, as much as we don't know how much it can help, I don't think it'll hurt us. I don't think it'll take special teams to do it. All of a sudden, Mevis is like kicking him into the stands, and like Ethan Evans is like dropping, like he can't even catch a snap anymore or something like that. It's like that's not going to be the case. So either way, we should be good. And then I just want to address this comment. Yes, we are live. This is live right now. I'm a real person.
Yeah. I mean, it could be even something as simple as like what the coach, like the process to getting ready for the week. Are guys prepared? Like, hey, that kick return could be the result of, or that punt return touchdown by Rashid Shaheed could be the result of like, hey, did you guys even prepare for this week? Like in the fourth quarter, if we're in this situation, if that guy's back there, if we're punting from the 20 or beyond, don't punt it to him, and then you don't follow your own rules and you get a return for a touchdown, like the worst case scenario. It could be that too. Like it could be not on field stuff. It could be during the week stuff that he was fired for as well. And we'll never know because you know how Rams are. They don't really tell stuff like that.
Absolutely true. The only thing that I can say outside of any of that's just pure speculation is, and I guess to some level this is, but I would say that pretty confidently this is probably the most awkward special team season that I can remember from the Rams. So I don't think a change is a bad thing. I'm excited for it. Yeah, it's been so weird. Like we can't break off returns. We got the return obviously against us, which was a absolute momentum killer for the Rams. Josh Carty all of a sudden can't hit anything after being incredible his rookie season. Alex Ward to start the season at long snapper just couldn't even get a rotation right on a ball. So we had to bring back Jake McQuaid from the St. Louis days and stuff. It's just been such a weird special teams year. I don't recall ever having so much conversation about special teams in season for a Rams team. I don't recall.
Weird as fuck. It comes down to, like you said, it could be a confidence thing. Like it starts with that. It's like, how does your kicker drop off to face the earth? How is it your snaps are now an issue? How is it your kickoff changed so drastically where for like the first month it was like, oh dude, no one can get like handle the returns on kick return. And then now it's like, oh, we just punt it through the back because we're just waving the white flag. 2 first downs and everyone's in field goal range. Yeah, it's a weird vibe, but like we did say, this is a move not for the next 2 weeks. This is a move for, in McVay's opinion, for 6 games. Like this is a 6 games worth change. Like you have a month and a half of football. If you're a Ram, if you're inside that Rams building, you're thinking you have a month and a half left. That's enough time to go see what Coach Katuga, however you say it, Coach K, can change and help this. But just don't be the worst in the league. Just don't be the worst.
Absolutely right. You're 1000%. I think you're absolutely nailing it. Is in a game like that for really what was for the number 1 seed, you see 2 special teams plays be the reason that you are probably playing on the road in wild card weekend instead of watching at home, watching other teams play. Then so but there's two other sides of this football, and offense, defense. I think that
where do you want to start?
I was going to ask you that, man, because I think overall, the way that I kind of feel, and I'll kind of give you my general vibe here, is that general vibe. That's I don't know, man. I feel like we outplayed the hell out of them for 3.5 quarters, and then we kind of let off the gas. I truly feel that way. Like my confidence level in the Rams going all the way, not even dented, man. I'll tell you that. I think that there are certainly things to look at where it's like, oh, hopefully we fix that. Hopefully we fix that. Well, it's like, well, I mean, until we're no longer guaranteed to play a football game the next week, I ain't that mad about stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like we lose to Seattle, and it's like that sucked. That was a bummer, especially the way it all happened and stuff. But it's like, hey, we still play next week, so that's kind of where
Yeah.
I'm at. And I just feel like this is such a damn good football team that I don't know, man. I'm still feeling great about it. If we're gonna lose on the road in overtime in Seattle by 1 point, that's going to happen, man. You know what I mean? And I'll say this, if we play Seattle a third time, I feel a lot better going into that game 1-1 than if we were 2-0 against them. So I'm feeling great. But as far as let's go ahead and start on offense here, the Rams offense. I'm feeling good about it, man. But obviously we want some more balance in there. We were missing Tay and that stuff, but I want to hear what you're feeling about this Rams offense and our future MVP.
I think we start because I want to finish on a high note because you got to finish off a high note heading into the next week because the season's not over. Anything that we talk about that's like negative is more of a critique on like, hey, like I hope this gets addressed. Like, and I know it will get addressed because it's McVay, but you're tired of seeing certain issues play out over and over. And I talked about a little bit on social media. I'll pop it up here. You see that, right?
Yep.
Like we're gonna point to McVay's play calling in that fourth quarter. You get those 3 consecutive 3-and-outs where it just kind of seemed like they thought they can run the ball out, and Seattle just was able to make that comeback. You get the Rashid punt return, immediate drive after the second 3-and-out. Sam Darnold gets his touchdown. You're at a tie game now, and it's like you've lost all momentum when running the ball was super successful, almost 4 yards of carry in that first half. Second half, like even while the Rams were starting to put belt to ass in that third quarter, where like you're starting to pull away with it, you build a 16-point lead, they weren't running the ball. Like anytime there was anything past 5 yards, it got called back for holding. It gets called back for something else. They weren't even getting 2 yards of carry even before the first 3-and-out. So then when you get into that first 3-and-out, it's like, hey, you know, you're showing obvious run situations when you have not been able to run the ball. Now, when you're showing, hey, we're just going to run the ball, Seattle's like, okay, like there's zero run pass threat. We've already been stopping it. We're going to stop it even more now. So then you get into a situation where it's okay, let's get out of this hole on a third down and long drop. Oh, we've lost all momentum. Let's start trying to pass the ball, chuck it downfield, drop, miss pass. It's like now you're pressing. You've completely lost the game flow. And I think McVay failed to recognize that they weren't able to run the ball or like in that second half. I think if he just stays aggressive, we're not having these conversations. I truly do believe that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It was one of those weird ones too, where like as watching the game, it's like as soon as the Rams got to 30, it was like, oh, it's over. Like I truly felt that way. It was like the way this game's been going, they've got nothing. Like they're not going to score 30, so we're good kind of thing. And I think that it's unfortunate that I, crushing beers in Colorado, felt that way. And then it also seems like the team did too. And that's where it kind of felt like the whole vibe once the Rams got to 30 was like, oh, we're good. And then in fairness too, like in overtime, it was like moved the ball on offense. And then I'll say this on defense. I'm seeing some comments here from a Panthers fan that's like, Darnold, man, it was like it just felt like that whole time. It was like, oh well, Darnold's gonna throw a pick, so it's fine. You know what I mean? Like it just felt that way to me. And credit to Darnold, man. I mean that final drive in overtime, I think he looked really good. But I also think that we should have stepped up a little bit more. It was one of those where it's like, damn, y'all, make a play, man. Like somebody do this. Like it's Sam Darnold over there. We know how to do this. So that's it's unfortunate that kind of happens. Again, I really want a third meeting with these guys.
I think it's inevitable. I think you're going to see each other in an NFC Championship game, and we'll focus on we'll come back to that about playing them again when we get to the positives at the end of this episode. But these numbers on screen, this is not a scheme thing. This is not a play calling was just bad in that third quarter. It's a mix of two things. Seattle is that good. They started adjusting and winning their one-on-ones in the second half. Like Leonard Williams started playing better. DeMarcus Lawrence started playing better. Like they were just flashing in the pocket, even when Stafford was balling, which says a lot about his MVP chances. Like he was balling so hard that they're not even getting 2 yards per carry, and they pulled away with a 2-score lead. Like that's how good Stafford was playing. That in spite of no run game, they were just looking dominant as hell, which is something to really like feel good about.
I was looking at this. I mean, Seattle's a
Was
good
that?
football team, man, and we we beat them by 2 and lost by 1. I mean,
Yeah.
and both teams won at home, and it's like, I guess my brain goes to like the fact that like Rams fans, we lose that game, and the Rams fans are like, it's over. So like, hold on, like we already are in the playoffs. We already are guaranteed at least to be playing extras, and then also that's a really good football team in weather in their stadium on a short week. It's like that's how those games go, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like that's kind of where we're at right now, and I don't know. I guess I also keep thinking to myself of like, I still feel really good about this. If the Rams still go to the Super Bowl and win it, how do like retroactively you go back and think about this game and talk about this game?
I'll put it. I mean, if we're just gonna move into the positives, like it kind of seems
I'm
like
feeling
you feel
positive. I'm feeling good,
it's
man.
so yeah. It's weird because like this doesn't impact how I feel about the team's end result for the season. Does it change how I think they get there and how I hope McVay realizes he has to get there? We talked about this like a
I
month and a
think
half ago.
I think that's
Like,
obvious. That changes how we get there.
yeah, no, like we hinted at it a month and a half ago. We're like, okay, McVay with his play calling, like you should like just use the pass to set up the run. It's almost the same thing. It's like you're hoping that this engine is Kyron and Blake. It's like, okay, they're cool, like they're awesome. That's not the engine. That's not the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter, Stafford, air it out. The play actions set up the runs. It is like counterintuitive to old football logic. Like that's this offense, and it showed itself in the fourth quarter. Um, I just want this team to be dominant, like they've showed they can be for 4 quarters. Like the start of the 3 quarters of the Eagles game, 3 quarters of this game, in spurts against that first San Francisco loss. It's like, man, you show you can be so dominant. Just do it for 4 quarters.
Well,
Like I'm
it's one
waiting
of
for
those
it.
it's one of those things too that like, I mean, as much as like obviously it's better for us if we win that game. We're still sitting in the 1 seed. We're still sitting looking at a week off and then playing at SoFi and stuff like that. But it's also like I'll go back to like just the cool storyline of it, which is like this is one of those situations that like we could be in a divisional game on the road and be up by 14 in the fourth quarter, 13 minutes to go, and Sean McVay sits the team down, looks at him and goes, "Hey, remember Philly? Remember Seattle? Yeah, we're not going to let that happen. All right, let's keep playing." And then that's going to be the reason that we, continue on and can push through or something like that. Like that's kind of how I feel about it. It's like it's the regular season, as much as we need these games, we want these games and all that stuff. It's like we're still guaranteed football next week, and until we're not, I still see this team going all the way. So that's kind of just where I'm at with it. And dude, like this team, you're not going to be perfect. You know what I mean? Like that little bit of adversity can always creep up later on. We could be sitting in an NFC Championship game and be like, yeah, remember when we were up by 16 against Seattle and they had 3
Yeah.
straight 2-point conversions to beat us. It's like, hey, how about we keep playing, put up more on this, on this team, and then we'll win by like 45 or something like that. And that's kind of where my vibes are at. And we're looking too. It's like our first game's probably going to be on the road at an NFC South team, and it's like I know Carolina already beat us, but let's be real, we probably beat them like 45-7 if we match up again. It's just one of those, and I don't know.
Yeah, much different. Just understanding like what these guys can do. Carolina, like understanding how they're going to attack you. Like the second matchups matter. Kind of like what Stafford actually said post game. It is extremely difficult to beat a team twice, if not 3 times. Kind of bringing it back to Seattle there. I do want to touch on this real quick before we get truly into the what people will call us as homers of like just being overly positive in the face of adversity. Um, the secondary, I've this is where I think we might differ. because we have not talked about this. I
Yeah,
do think that there's a, I don't want to say there's a problem in the secondary. I still think it's more on Shula and his play calling, like equally how McVay went conservative. I think you get the same thing from Shula, whether it's a loss of focus for that, for that last 10 minutes, or just going back to, all right, no blitzes. We're going to go back to quarters and watch good teams march down the field. And then we're like, okay, then we'll tighten up.
yeah,
Um, that plus this team is missing Quinton Lake.
absolutely. They're missing Quentin Lake. I agree. It's
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like it because we always kind of do that bend but don't break. It would be so exciting to see like just on a first down play in that kind of situation where they're starting to kind of creep back and gain momentum on like first and second down, just like send the house and just see what happens, like just all of a sudden be aggressive out of nowhere from their own 30-yard line, just that would be really interesting to see. You're absolutely right. We are missing Quentin Lake big time. Communication in the back end, I think, is exactly what you're seeing there. I guess my only thought process with this is like, I mean, obviously we made a change at the special teams coordinator, but we're not going to make any changes in the secondary as far as personnel goes. So yeah, I'm
No.
a little nervous about it and stuff like that, but I'm all we can do is just hope that the guys that we do have perform well. My question marks would be like, I want to know more about why Akello's not playing. I'm sure there's
Agreed.
reasonings that we would maybe understand, maybe not, but I want to know that. I being down Akello and Quentin, but one by choice is a very odd selection to me. And then especially considering the fact that it feels like we need some experience in our secondary right now, and Akello's got that. So I'm just surprised at the move.
So it needs some juice. And I bring it this way, like watching it back, there's a bend but don't break. And I've mentioned it before this season. That works when you have one person on the back end. Either you have a dominant force in Aaron Donald to where it doesn't matter who's in the back end. Like at some point, he's an X factor. He's going to make a play. Or you have a force multiplier in the secondary to like, you can do bend but don't break. But there's one guy that's so good that at one point he just says, enough is enough. I'm shutting down this guy for the next 5 minutes. We don't have that right now. In spurts, guys will play confident and flash a lot of good stuff. But there isn't that Jalen Ramsey where it's like, hey, okay, I'm the best on the field. I'm going to put my foot down and say enough is enough. The bend but don't break, and I'm going to get an interception. Like, at no point do I ever feel like this defense is going to like, oh yeah, they're going to pick it off right now unless they're playing to Sam Darnold. But then even you let off the gas on that and you see what happens. That's my take. Like, and with that, Shula, man, you gotta, throw different blitzes in. Don't just play quarter half. If you're gonna get beat like this, man, you might as well mix it up a little bit. You might as well like play the gamble game.
You're definitely right, but also knowing this team as well as we do, we're also very we know that they have freedom to make those decisions on their own. So I mean, Kobe Durant has the freedom to play more aggressive on a play that he feels like it's right. You know what I mean? So there's also that part of it that it, not only are we calling it conservative, but the players are trying to keep everything in front of them. And I think that it's one of those things that they don't want to be the one that gets, that lets up the deep ball that ties the game or something like that. So I think that there's a little bit of that in it too. But I would like to see more blitzes for that. I mean, you can't just like, that's the one thing that not everybody has full, control over. You just blitz because you're feeling it. You know what I mean? Like those are called things, but pressure on the quarterback. Obviously, it's kind of been a little bit of a up and down ish, kind of deal. So. Friggin' Darnold, man, I can't believe he was able to move the ball down on us like that. That's kind of nuts, man. It's like what a progression out of Sammy D, man, to see him in that kind of situation. I feel like in no other year would that have happened. So I ain't good on him.
The last thing I'll say on that before we leave with positives the last few minutes is I do believe the Seahawks are that good. Like the Rams are equally as good, but the Seahawks are up there and just as good. They're so good that they will win in spite of Sam Darnold.
Straight
That
up.
is how good the rest of that 52-man squad is down the special teams, clearly, and the coaching and decision making, because Sam Darnold can become a traitor for 50 minutes and then you'll still win in the last 10 minutes against anyone. That makes them legitimate, just as legitimate as the Rams are. These two teams will be playing in an NFC Championship game.
I agree.
So,
Dude,
moving on
freaking
to the positives.
Shaheed played us 3 times, and the biggest burn happened right in the fourth quarter of the last one, dude. God, dude. We might play him before. We'll see.
And that's what it comes down to. When you play somebody so many times, you need that force multiplier. You need one guy to say, I'm better than everyone else.
Yep.
Strategy goes out the window. And one thing that's going to help the Rams is this guy. What actually did make me feel better, like in spite of everything, I don't care if this defense lets up 50 points a game. Like, I'm going to be frank. As angry as I sound at the defense and Shula, this is how confident I am in the team. So don't get it twisted, because you know how much I stand for this guy. His comments post-game reminded me that the number 1 seed matters more to us fans than it does to actual players. And that's not cope, because after this was post-game, Matthew Stafford, this was my bar for the season. When somebody asked him, hey, how does it change anything that you guys may not have home field advantage in the playoffs with the number 1 seed? Just nonchalant, like you would answer a kid's dumb question about the tooth fairy. He's like, where are we playing? Who are we playing? Put the ball down, prepare, go play. Like, that's been our mindset week 1. It's going to be our mindset week 18. Like, we don't care. And I believe that as long as Matthew Stafford has 5 fingers on that right hand, like, the Rams can beat anyone, anywhere, anytime.
I'm absolutely with it, man. When he said that too, it was like, I think that's kind of where because like I always listen to the press conferences on my drive home, so I'm just kind of like cruising and just kind of like driving. But when he said that, that's like quite literally when my brain was like, oh, we're good, like we're cool.
I got chills. I was reacting as if I heard my best friend freestyling and drop just like the hottest bar essentially. And I legitimately, I was like, oh, Stafford's not going out without a championship.
Yeah, straight up, I was like, oh no, we're good. We're going to the Super Bowl. He's MVP and we're going to the Super Bowl. That's the kind of thing that you're like an MVP says. And this is the kind of thing that, like, in hype videos leading into the Super Bowl, this is the quote that's going to be played, like, as like, and there's going to be like some echo in it and stuff. Like, it's going to be so sick, dude. Like, so I'm fired up about it. Hell yeah. I want to I don't even want to spend a lot of time on this. This comment though from Mudeep says, when Shula goes to the Dolphins next year, we should get an outside hire. I'm not saying that Shula's not leaving. Dolphins are bringing back McDaniels, so he's not going to be a head coach in Miami. They're bringing back their head coach. So
I have not even put any thought more towards that. Just the Shula Miami connection, just off history. Like, that was the only. I've done zero where guys are going next. In my opinion,
we still
unless you win a Super Bowl, unless you win a Super Bowl, man, you better figure out where you.
We got games. I always get so mad when people are was like, who do you think we're gonna draft? It's like, bro, we're talking Super Bowl. You're talking like, I don't care who we're gonna draft next year. I'm not even looking yet. It's like, we can talk about that when it gets to like March. All right, I don't care yet. Like, it's crazy.
No, and my last point is, like, with the Matthew Stafford quote and with all that, like, legitimately, it's at a point where the defense could let up whatever points. Matthew Stafford's playing so good that all McVay had to do is, like, just keep passing the ball. Like, his MVP campaign got stamped, and you and I have been vindicated for our work since September, yelling about this.
Yep.
By the time the fourth quarter hit and he had over 300 yards, which made no sense to me, because that whole second quarter, they just ran the ball the whole time. So in like 3 quarters, he got 300 yards. I'm just like, dude, if you just kept doing that, if you gave the threat of pass instead of those 3 and outs, like, they probably score another touchdown, because like, what Stafford could not be stopped. It was ridiculous.
It's absolutely incredible to see, man. Obviously, Puka Nacua too had reason to show up and kind of shut some people up, which was cool. So as soon as that was the case, man, it looks like it could be again. So going against the Raheem Morris defense, we'll kind of start turning our attention a little bit to that Atlanta game, which is still a whole friggin' week away, dude. What the hell? I'm so mad. Why is there 4 years between Rams games? What do we do to deserve this? Come on.
It's needed. It's needed. You got a new special teams coach. You got some soul searching to do. You got an extra day in there where you guys can do group therapy, do some kumbaya, or maybe Stafford just walked in the building to this morning and he's like, "All right, everyone line up. I'm going baby boy style. I'm slapping everyone in here to get us ready for next week."
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, it's we'll start diving into it. We'll also discuss our schedule here because that's still a lot of shows away if we want to continue on normal schedule. So we'll talk about that and pass that along to you guys about when our chats will be with a holiday week, of course, as well. So making sure that we can also spend time with the peeps we love and all that good stuff. Oh, here's a fun thing. My sister gave me a little Jersey Carl. Isn't that the coolest thing of all time?
That's so cute. That is cute. That is cute.
Oh man.
I know my buddy Isaac just ordered a jersey for his dog. I thought when you showed me earlier, I thought it was a towel. I was like, "Oh, cool! We got these cool towels at the watch party at the watch party." Oh my god!
Oh my god! My favorite thing of all time. Oh, it's so funny.
I'm so done.
All right.
All right.
On that note, what do we as we fade off here, man?
As we fade off in the distance, that will cut off in the middle of the conversation. If you're not accustomed to it. Favorite innocuous little festive things about Christmas that you enjoy. Me, I love a good neighborhood lit up in lights. I love it. Like, just it's festive. I love it. Whole neighborhood does it. I'm here for it.
I love that. I'll piggyback on that a little bit. Flying into my home city, Colorado Springs, flying in around Christmas at night when all the lights are on when you're flying. I love that. That's great.
Something about seeing presents under a tree, like inside of a
solid,
like a warm home. It's like, there's presents for everyone. Like, it's coming.
Give me a eggnog. So good. Love it.
Yeah, you miss me with that unless it's got something in it. You just crush an eggnog on its own.
Oh, straight up. Yeah.
It's not good.
I'll have so much eggnog stuck in this mustache.